What's going on, YouTube? My name is Ralph.
And my name is Chappette.
And together we are the JPs. And we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much to our faithful subscribers that watch our videos every single week. It's a lot of work putting these videos together, so one way that you guys can show us appreciation is when you tune in. And we want to say thank you so much. Much appreciated. Much love to all of our faithful subscribers. Remember to tell a friend.
And another friend.
To tell that friend.
And all your friends.
So we can spread the message.
Yes.
Like, comment, share,
subscribe,
and be sure to hit that bell so you can get notifications on 2 hearts,
1 beat.
1 beat. All right. So, Chappette, all right, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. So, let's assume 2 people are dating. Mm-hmm. Okay? And they've been dating for about a year and a half or so. Things have been going really well. They've been going out on these nice little fancy dates. They're getting to know each other. Maybe they've already met family members and they're acclimated with their friends and so on and so forth. And now these 2 people are trying to figure out, what's the next step. Somebody's waiting for somebody to ask somebody a question. Somebody ain't asked a question yet. And now the question becomes, as far as dating,
right,
how long is too long?
Very valid question, especially, if you've met the parents, even if you haven't, but if this is a serious relationship, valid question, because you're asking yourself, hey, when is the next step happening? Family members and friends are asking, hey, what's next? When am I going to get that invite to the wedding? Yeah. So,
which they may not even be invited to.
That's true, but
okay,
we won't talk about that. Right. But there's so many factors that come into answering that question. So factors as far as age, your goals with school, your career goals, where you want to go, where you're at, and where you want to be at. Some people, they want to complete those steps prior to an engagement or to marriage. Your age as well. So you'll find some people say 1 to 2 years is a good time frame. And I like 1 to 2 years. Yeah. 1 to 2 years, but of course the maturity level where you're at maturity wise also plays a role. So, I feel like if you've met some of these goals, maturity level, you're at a good place, I think 1 to 2 years is a good time frame.
Yeah, I think 1 to 2 years is good, but I agree with you as far as it depends on where you're at, right? So let's assume that I'm a freshman in college. 1 or 2 years ain't gonna work for me.
Why not?
Because I'm trying to finish before I'm trying to walk across the stage before I watch you walk across the aisle, walk down the aisle. You know what I'm saying? So 1 or 2 years, I think 1 or 2 years work once you're established in a what I would call a healthy and a mature relationship. So it doesn't take you ages to figure out when to move on to that next step. So I like 1 or 2 years, but once you're at a point where you're in a stable, healthy, sound, mature relationship.
I think stable is definitely a key word.
Yeah, stable too. Can't be flippity floppy in your relationship.
Agreed. Yeah. Stable, very important piece. I think another piece into that is really passing that honeymoon phase. So getting through the honeymoon phase. Because of course it's really pretty during the honeymoon phases. You're in flowers, lavish dates, but you want to get past that.
Yeah, we taking restaurants that you didn't even know existed. We're rolling out the red carpet for you, getting flowers, roses, cards, poetry. All of the above, whole 9 yards. And I'm not saying that's fake. I'm saying that a lot of us, we can't keep that on forever.
Right, that's putting your best foot forward.
Yeah, that's well put. Men, we're just taught, wired to end that honeymoon phase when we're dating. We put our best foot forward. We probably open the doors for you. And I know some men still open the doors.
As they should.
Okay. Yep. So some men still open doors. But we are putting our best foot forward. So it's best to really get to understand the real person. Again, not to say that the previous person is fake person, but understand things like, what does that person do when they're upset? What do they do when they're mad? What do they do when they're defeated? What do they do when they're disappointed? To really understand multiple facets of that person and not just make a decision off of the honeymoon phase.
Yeah, definitely getting to know that person on a deeper level. So what we're ultimately saying is time shouldn't be the focus. Focus on the growth, focus on seeing the different sides of the individual, focus on maturity, getting into a mature relationship where the individual better you understand their views, you understand their visions.
Right.
That's really what you need to focus on, not a time frame as far as 6 months or a year, whatever your set time frame mentally may be.
Yeah.
That is not the primary focus.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, because we got together and 6 months later,
Yeah, 6 months you proposed.
got on one knee and said, "Will you marry me?" And what'd you say?
I said, yeah.
No, you didn't say it like that. You
I said,
said,
yeah. Oh, please.
You did it like that.
Okay.
You did it like that.
Okay.
So it took us 6 months, and that's just because we were at a good place in our life, and we knew each other well enough to make that decision. A lot of prayer, a lot of fasting, so we had to call on the higher power to make that decision, but it didn't take us a very, very long time. There are people who date for a few months, and then they end up spending 20, 30, 40 years married together. And there are people who date for a very, very long time, and then within 6 months to a year, their marriage falls apart. So what are we saying? Time is not the secret sauce. It's not it. What it is maturity and also commitment and all these other things that you're going to need for your marriage to work. But it's not just about if I date somebody. If just because you date somebody for a very long time, it doesn't naturally translate into successful marriage, right?
Yep. Yeah, you definitely have to be committed, fully committed to that relationship. Like you're confident before you make that decision for engagement that you're confidently committed to this marriage, to this individual. And then, of course, you'll do what it takes to make the marriage work. But without it, if you're not confident at that point, I say it may not be time.
May not be time. So let me ask you this. What if I had waited 3.5 years to propose to you? What would you have? Would we be?
I would not be sitting on this couch with two hearts, one beat.
There wouldn't be no two hearts, one beat?
There wouldn't be two hearts, one beat.
It'd be just my heart, my beat?
Your heart, your beat. So one heart, one beat.
Why?
At the age, we were at a place where we were ready for marriage. So, there was things that we had already accomplished as far as career-wise and things along those lines. And so I knew getting into a relationship, it wouldn't be this long-term 3-4 year dating process.
Right.
Of course, we had a friendship prior to, so I knew you well, and we had already talked about our goals, what we wanted to be as far as moving on to the next step. And if you waited 3-4 years, I would question, I may not be the one.
Oh, no, you're the one though.
No, I know, but I would have questioned.
Right.
Because at that point, I'm like, okay, what's the hesitation? What's the wait for?
What's taking so long?
Because we were at a mature stage. We're at a good stage in life of being mature. Having accomplished a lot of our goals. Yeah. So yeah.
So as far as how long, one heart, no, ain't gonna be no heart, one beat. It's always gonna be two hearts. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. My baby. So as far as how long is too long, that depends on the couple.
Right.
And I think couples should talk about how long do they feel like it's too long.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying, first date, you talking about something,
No.
Come on now. You might be chasing people away. But once you start to get into that mode where you feel like this is a healthy, stable relationship, then you need to establish some timelines as far as, hey, listen, if we're going to make a decision to move on to the next stage, this is what we both feel like you need to have those conversations, right? And that's that's something that we support. That's something that we feel is very, very important. Now, go ahead.
I think one thing you always say is an engagement should never be a surprise.
Yeah.
So I always like when you say that.
Yeah. I did say that.
It's true. It's like we've had conversations. Yeah, I don't know when it's coming, but I know our goal for this relationship. We're not just casually dating,
right.
And so we want to move on to the next step. So you kind of have an idea. It shouldn't be a surprise.
Yeah, I say that to some of my friends. I say a proposal should not be a surprise to either one of you. Now, the woman may not know when it's coming or how it's going to happen, but when it happens, you shouldn't be like, oh my gosh, I didn't expect. No, you guys, you should expect it. Like, that should be the point. That's how I feel about it, So I wanted to really address some of my friends that are males, some guys, okay? This is mano y mano. This is garçon to garçon, okay? Men to men. We say that there is no timeline and you need to create your own timeline. Yes, I agree. But fellas, there comes a time when some of y'all take too long to make a decision, okay? And I think some of the reasoning behind that is sometimes men have this idea of, I need to know all that I need to know about this woman before I commit to this woman. If you're waiting for the day for you to know everything about her, that day is never going to come. Not happening, okay? Not happening. And if that day comes, then guess what? She gonna flip it on you.
Not purposely. she's gonna change and grow over
Yeah.
time and mature.
Well, I guess I like the way you said it better.
Yeah.
But and that's okay. People are supposed to grow. People are supposed to change because life happens, life events happen, and that woman's going to change. So, fellas, if you've been dating someone for years and you're still waiting, oh man, I haven't. No, if you've been dating them for a very, very long time and you're not sure, that person may not be the one,
May not be.
or you're just not ready.
Yeah.
And you may need to let that person go for someone who's more mature
Right.
and ready to make that journey with her.
Absolutely. Couldn't say it better myself.
Yeah. Well, you could have if you would have said it.
Nah.
Your voice is prettier than mine, so you would have said it better. So that's our thing. Here's a question I want to pose. We want to make sure that we're interacting with you guys. Let's say that I'm 25 years old. Let's say I've been dating this woman for 8 years and I haven't proposed yet. Comment below. Let us know. Is that too long? Do you feel like that's too long?
So now you're 33.
So yeah. So 25. That's not my real age, but 25, and now I'm 33, and I have been telling this woman one day. Do you guys feel like that's too long? Comment below. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think, because we want to make sure that we're interacting with you guys. So that's our take on it. As far as time, how long is too long? You two decide. Between you and your boyfriend or girlfriend, you guys figure it out. But don't let people put pressure on you. Say, hey, y'all been dating for about a year now. Y'all need to get married. Y'all been dating for 2 years. When am I going to get invited to this wedding that I'm not invited to? Figure that out on your own. Have that communication with the other person, so that way you guys are both on the same page.
Absolutely.
So how long is too long? That's up to you.
Up to you.
That's up to you. But make sure it's not about time. It's about the commitment. It's about maturity. It's about growing into that love with each other, because that is the key.
Now don't drag it.
Don't drag it now. Yeah, don't drag it.
Don't drag it.
I want to hear what the people have to say. So let us know about the 25 and the 33-year-old man. Let us know. So we thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Again, make sure you tell a friend.
Another friend.
To tell that friend,
Now your friends.
so you can help us spread the message. If you like what we're doing, if you like what we're talking about, please share these videos with a friend of yours so we can continue to build our following. Once again, it's 2 hearts.
1 beat.
1 beat, y'all. Continue to watch the videos. My watch game's sick. And we'll see you guys next week. Thank you. Be blessed.